Morning, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Senators from Sarawak reminded to prioritize Sarawak's rights and interests. United Kingdom is keen on forging greater collaboration in green energy with Sarawak. Green concrete technology to shape the future of green industry in Sarawak. Senators from Sarawak are reminded to constantly prioritize and safeguard the rights and interests of the region. The reminder was emphasized by the Premier himself, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, to members of the Senate who paid a courtesy call on Abang Johari at his office on Thursday.
Senator Dato' Ahmad Ibrahim, who led the delegation, said his party is all set to play an active role in protecting Sarawak's interests as outlined in the Malaysian Agreement 1963 MA63.
And if we ever need assistance from the legal team, kita akan merayu dengan pejabat YAB Premier dan akan SAG office akan menolong. Yeah, because certain constitutional law kita ni we are not well versed. Jadi we need assistance, yeah? The translation and things, the interpretation.
Ibrahim, who is also Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB Batu Kawah branch chief, said the visit also served to request for allocations in their respective area. The delegation also saw the first visit by the first Orang Ulu Senator, Michael Mujalihan, who was sworn in on December 11, 2023.
Sarawak is on the right trajectory to spearhead the energy transition in the region. British High Commissioner to Malaysia, Ailsa Terry, said Sarawak has a unique role to play in the matter and that the United Kingdom is keen on forging greater collaboration in green energy with the state.
Met after paying a courtesy call to the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg on Thursday. Terry said the UK is also interested in enhancing greater regional security.
Berbincang mengenai isu-isu sangat penting untuk UK dan Sarawak seperti semiconductors, hubungan atau partnership dengan semiconductors, green energy, green growth, energy transition, where Sarawak has a unique role to play, and also regional security and keeping this part of the world secure and safe and peaceful.
Terry succeeded Charles Hay as the new British High Commissioner to Malaysia in August 2023.
Green concrete technology will build and shape the future of green industry in Sarawak. Sharing their vision of bringing the technology to Sarawak, Managing Director of Dura Technology Sarawak Sendirian Berhad, Shahrir Iman Sweep, said that the green concrete technology is capable of promoting environmental sustainability.
It's called Ultra High Performance Concrete, which is a grade 150 concrete. Other than giving cost saving, time saving, and also much less manpower in constructing various infrastructure like bridges. Our UHPC technology also equally important. It promotes environmental sustainability and is a certified green product.
He was met by reporters after a courtesy visit to the Premier of Sarawak, Dr. Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg at Wisma Bapa Malaysia earlier today.
The Ministry of Education, Innovation and Talent Development Sarawak has called upon Sarawak-owned universities to incorporate integrated circuit IC design into the academic curriculum. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Roland Sagawiin, said such an effort will be crucial to prepare students for the rapidly evolving technology and innovation landscape.
The inclusion of IC design in our academic program is not merely a strategy for individual skill, development. It is a strategic move that holds the potential to transform Sarawak into a thriving center for innovation, technology, and economic growth.
He said this in his speech when closing the Train the Trainers program on talent development in semiconductors and chip design on Thursday. Saga, who is also Sarawak Microelectronics Design SMD Semiconductor Sendirian Berhad chairman, pointed out that the incorporation of IC design is imperative to foster the growth of the manufacturing growth domestic product GDP through lucrative exports.
Not only high value, but also highly skilled local talent, and to foster the growth of our manufacturing GDP through lucrative exports, the semiconductor components or chips. It is imperative that we incorporate integrated circuit, IC, design into our academic programs. By doing so, we not only equip our graduates with state-of-the-art skills, but also play a significant role in positioning our region as a focal point for innovation and technology.
At the same time, he also encouraged lecturers to promote IC design as a top career choice in the ever-dynamic tech industry. With IC design in academic programs, Saga is confident that Sarawak could become a hub for technological advancement and a hub for talent and innovation.
Sarawak Microelectronics Design SMD Semiconductor is confident in producing more local chip designers through a skill enhancement program for graduates, which is scheduled to begin in March. SMD Chief Executive Officer Shariman Jamil said that the 6-month program is a continuation of its Train the Trainer Talent Development in Semiconductors and Chip Design program.
Shariman added that the program will ensure that students and graduates are professionally guided during training with modules based on the industry demand and requirements.
So we are targeting to enroll about total of 20 fresh graduates. In fact, the interview is already underway. And these graduates will be enrolled into the 6-month, and after the completion of these training programs, they are going to be hired either by SMD, Malexis, and a few other industries partners in Kuching, Sarawak.
Additionally, he said that the participants who successfully completed the Train the Trainer course will guide and mentor the 20 participants of the chip design program. Train the Trainer program gathered 20 professionals, lecturers, and professors from training institutions and universities, as well as SMD engineers in the 4-week intensive course.
3 families from Kampong Bahagia Jaya Tengah in Sibu, whose houses were destroyed in a fire on Wednesday, received financial assistance worth 15,400 ringgit from the Sarawak Welfare Department, JKM. Minister of Women, Family and Community Wellbeing Sarawak, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said that the family received various forms of assistance from the department, including food items, kitchen equipment and building materials amounting to 5,000 ringgit.
The Dalat Assemblywoman also said that the state government has special assistance of 70,000 ringgit for each household to help them rebuild their houses.
Jadi apa yang perlu mereka lakukan ialah buat laporan polis, perlu dapatkan laporan bomba. Jadi semua dokumen ini sangat penting. Kemudian dimajukan kepada Jawatankuasa Bencana peringkat daerah itu, dan insya-Allah peruntukan bantuan rumah ya. Sekarang ini peruntukannya adalah sebanyak 70,000 ya untuk sebuah rumah.
She spoke to reporters when visiting the fire victims here today. The early morning fire had destroyed 2 houses, rendering 13 individuals homeless. A total of 14 firemen from Sungai Merah Fire Station were deployed to the location after they received a distress call at 5:18 a.m. Thankfully, no casualties were reported.
Meanwhile, over 254 million ringgit was spent on welfare assistance in Sarawak by the state government last year. Minister of Women, Family and Community Wellbeing Sarawak, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said 120 million ringgit was disbursed to assist over 20,000 senior citizens, 34 million ringgit to assist persons with disabilities, and another 33 million ringgit was spent on child assistance.
Tujuannya ialah untuk membantu klien kita ini meningkat pendapatan supaya akhirnya tidak lagi memerlukan bantuan bulanan daripada kerajaan kerana pendapatan mereka melebihi garis kemiskinan. And that is what we want.
She said this during the Chinese New Year Sejambak Kasih program in Cebu on Thursday. The Dalat Assemblywoman said that several programs were conducted on the various agencies and departments to empower the recipients to become more self-reliant. Meanwhile, on the Sejambak Kasih program, Fatimah said a total of 100 recipients received 100 ringgit cash assistance and a hamper for the upcoming Chinese New Year celebration. A total of 1,764 recipients from Cebu will receive the assistance in time for the New Year celebration. In total, more than 7,000 individuals statewide will receive the same assistance, totaling 756,600 ringgit.
The transfer of environmental autonomy to Sarawak is scheduled to be finalized by January 1st, 2025. This transition marks a significant milestone toward empowering Sarawak with full control over its environmental governance, a move that has been under negotiation with the federal government as part of the broader initiative to uphold the Malaysia Agreement 1963. Deputy Minister for Urban Planning, Land Administration and Environment and Deputy Chairman of the Natural Resources and Environment Board (NREB), Datuk Len Talif Saleh, said efforts are currently underway to ensure a seamless transfer of authority by the set deadline.
The NREB position as a lead environmental agency in the state is currently enhancing its resources, including manpower. I know they are understaffed, seriously understaffed. Infrastructure and working environment, challenges in transport autonomy on environmental under the Malaysian Agreement NA63 from the federal to the states. NRB has entrusted to fully taking over the management and scheduled waste in Sarawak under the NA63 Transport Autonomy and Environment from the Department of Environment by 1st January 2025, which is about a year from now.
He said this in his speech during the launching of the 30th anniversary of NREB Sarawak at Menara Pelita, Kuching earlier today. Len Talif further said the negotiation process spanning the last 2 years has been thorough, with a focus not just on the transfer itself, but also on Sarawak's capacity and capability to effectively manage and implement environmental activities.
The state has the rights to conduct any environmental activities and whatnot. That's why because of that, that's why NRB was formed to look into that one. So now, with the MA63 discussion in place, so we are going into the detail. Progressively, we just cannot take everything up, and at the same time, we have to look at our capacity and capability to implement some of those. So we are looking at the legal as well as administrative as well as financial aspect of that activities, because we just cannot take the activities, and they don't give us the what do you call it, the financial support to run some other program. And at the same time, it has to be backed by the legal aspect so that we have the mandate to correct all the activities. So it has been ongoing for the last 2 years. For the last 2 years. So on the schedule ways, we want to take over on the 1st of January next year. So now everything is already put in place. So we are confident that NIB are confident that we can take over this by next year. But now some of that already being carried out.
He pointed out that this move is seen as a significant step towards realizing greater autonomy and self-governance for Sarawak, aligning with its rights and aspirations under MA 63.
Coming up right after the break, official statement by Pardons Board expected this week on former Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak's case. Mediators working to pause fighting in Gaza. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Welcome back. The Rural Entrepreneur Carnival KUD not only offers a platform for entrepreneurs to showcase their products and services, but also a golden opportunity for them to transform their ventures into a high-income businesses. Deputy Minister of Rural and Regional Development, Datuk Rubiah Wang, said that the transformation can be done by applying technology and digital marketing, proven to be effective in marketing products made by rural communities. According to Rubiah, more than 3,000 businesses have reached a wider audience through Decimal, one such online platform specifically catered to rural entrepreneurs.
Sebab tu dalam booth yang sebelah sana kita ada mengadakan booth khas iaitu Decimal. Decimal merupakan satu platform yang dibina oleh ataupun dibuat oleh KKW untuk memasarkan produk-produk luar bandar yang ke market yang lebih luas. Sebab Desa Mall ni dia wujud bukan sendiri. Dia wujud berpadanan dengan Lazada, Shopee dan juga beberapa lagi online yang besar-besar.
She added that under her ministry, more than 1.3 million entrepreneurs are registered, but only about 70,000 of them are actively trading, while 80% of them are PICO entrepreneurs who generate less than 60,000 ringgit a year. Therefore, she urged entrepreneurs of all calibers to visit the mini KDU Carnival to get professional consultations from experts to advance their businesses.
Kita menjemput syarikat-syarikat luar, khasnya retailer, macam Medin, Proteonas, Shell, Ion, untuk melihat produk-produk kita yang mana boleh dimatchingkan ataupun boleh dimarketkan dalam pasaran, maksudnya dalam mall mereka. So masa inilah kita buat, kita padankan, kita punya usahawan dan juga retailer supaya market dia bukan saja di peringkat bawah ni saja, tetapi boleh mencecah kepada mall-mall ataupun syarikat-syarikat yang mempunyai link perniagaan ataupun perkhidmatan yang lebih luas.
The ministry is targeting a total of 30,000 patrons and a total of 300 ringgit in sales during the 4-day carnival. Mini KDU 2024 has gathered more than 150 participating entrepreneurs in various sectors, including food and beverages, handicrafts, beauty products, and more.
The Rural Business Challenge RBC is back since it was first organized in 2017. Young entrepreneurs are encouraged to take part in the Rural Business Challenge to expand and grow their businesses and take home a business grant worth 15 million ringgit. According to the Deputy Minister of Rural and Regional Development, Datuk Rubiah Wang, the entry date was extended to February 29 to allow more participations, especially from Sarawak.
From a total of 5,917 registered accounts, only 37 were from Sarawak, making it one of the lowest participations among other states. Perlis recorded the lowest with 23 registrations, with Pulau Pinang coming in at 41 and Perak with 83.
Untuk orang Sarawak, untuk orang Kota Semarahan yang tak tahu tentang RBC, kita ada sudut khas RBC. Ini booth ni. Kita ada RBC, apa yang dimaksudkan dengan RBC, Rural Business Challenge tu, adakah bisnes dia orang layak tak layak, dia boleh lihat kita ada penerangan khas tentang RBC, ada booth khas RBC dan kalau layak dia orang boleh masuk. Sebab tarikh tutup telah pun kita panjangkan kepada 29 hari bulan. Dan pada event ni juga, kita bawa juga usahawan-usahawan RBC yang dah berjaya. Usahawan-usahawan RBC yang berjaya ni kebiasaannya bisnes dia orang melebihi 1 juta.
Shortlisted winners will be revealed in 5 stages of business plan evaluations by the panel of judges appointed by the Ministry of Rural and Regional Development. RBC evaluation will focus on specific criteria to ensure that 30% of the shortlisted winners are high-impact businesses that apply digital technology in their day-to-day operations. Those interested may register their businesses on RBC's official website at www.rbc2u.com.
Malaysia has experienced a notable improvement in its Transparency International Corruption Perception Index (CPI) 2023 ranking, indicating a positive shift in how corruption is perceived within the country. Despite that, anti-corruption watchdogs warn of persistent setbacks and need to be addressed for the country to reinforce its dedication to good governance and transparency.
The watchdog stated that while these indicators suggest advancements in governance and transparency, it is essential to note that they do not diminish the numerous challenges the country continues to face in combating corruption. Noting that 2023 was a challenging year for the unity government, it faced substantial criticism, especially for perceived favoritism in addressing controversies related to high-profile politicians. The persistence of patronage and cronyism continues to serve as facilitators of corruption remaining unaddressed, and the retention of political appointments for influential figures in government-linked companies further underscores these concerns. The watchdog has proposed several recommendations, including the need for a clear separation of powers between the Attorney General and the Public Prosecutor's offices to safeguard prosecutorial independence. Additionally, it suggests reforming the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) by designating it as a sole anti-corruption body. Furthermore, the establishment of a ministerial code of conduct and ethics is recommended to regulate individuals contributing to corruption.
Petronas has confirmed that there have been no discussions to bring back the Formula One Grand Prix to the Sepang International Circuit, despite the recent interest it garnered following a news report of the potential return of the motoring sport in 2026 by the National Oil and Gas Company. On Tuesday, Reuters reported that there was a plan to bring the F1 race, citing unnamed sources. Malaysia first hosted the F1 race at the Sepang International Circuit in 1999 and continued to stage the race annually until 2017 due to significant declines in returns and rising hosting costs. While no longer hosting F1 events in recent years, Petronas has remained the sponsor of the Mercedes F1 team since 2010. Sepang International Circuit remains a memorable track in the F1 World Championships, hosting the MotoGP races and other motorsport events. News, mediators representing Qatar, Egypt and Gaza are actively advancing their endeavors to secure a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza amid the ongoing humanitarian crisis exacerbated by the escalating violence in the besieged Gaza Strip. The Qatar-based leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, is expected to be in Cairo for talks on a proposed truce.
One Hamas source told the media that a three-stage plan is being worked on that will start an initial 6-week halt that will see more aid deliveries into Gaza. The source added that during this stage, only individuals categorized as women, children, and sick men over 60 held by Gaza militants would be released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners in Israel. It also mentioned that there would be negotiations around the withdrawal of Israeli forces, with potential subsequent phases entailing further hostage prisoner exchanges, and the deal also addresses issues related to the rebuilding of Gaza. In response to this, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu firmly rejected the withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza, emphasizing his commitment to dismantling Hamas in response to the October 7th attack. Additionally, Netanyahu has consistently opposed the release of thousands of Palestinian prisoners as a part of any potential agreement. As of now, the Gazan Health Ministry reported that at least 27,019 people have been killed in nearly 4 months since the start of the conflict. Approximately 66,139 people have been wounded in Gaza since the war broke out on October 7.
UK police earlier today were hunting a suspect who attacked a woman and her 2 young daughters with a corrosive substance on a busy South London street. The 31-year-old woman and her children, aged 8 and 3, were taken to hospital along with 3 members of the public who went to their aid.
The Metropolitan Police said 5 officers who responded to the incident in Clapham on Wednesday night also suffered minor injuries. Superintendent Gabriel Cameron said the woman and the younger child had suffered potentially life-changing injuries, adding that it could be some time before hospital staff could say how serious they were. He paid tribute to 4 members of the public who bravely came to aid of the family in a terrifying scenario. Attacks involving corrosive substances, including acid, had been declining following a peak of 941 cases recorded in 2017. But according to the Acid Survivors Trust International Charity Organization, cases spiked again in 2022.
Soldiers patrolled the deserted streets of Myanmar's largest city on Thursday, 3 years after a coup ended a short-lived experiment with democracy, and as they embattled, junta faces growing challenges to its rule. According to local reports, streets and markets in commercial hub Yangon were largely empty as opponents of the military called for people to stay indoors in a silent strike against the coup.
In the colonial-era downtown, which once thronged with huge democracy protests, there was a heavy military presence, with soldiers carrying machine guns on patrol and manning checkpoints. A procession of around 100 monks holding pro-military banners and religious flags passed down one road, stirring the largely quiet atmosphere in the city of 8 million people. The military claimed widespread fraud had taken place during polls weeks before, when Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy (NLD) had trounced a military-backed rival in a vote observers had concluded was largely free and fair. Across the country, huge marches against the coup were met with a brutal and sustained crackdown that sent thousands of protesters seeking ways to fight back. 3 years on, anti-coup People's Defense Forces have enlisted tens of thousands of young recruits and are taking the fight to the junta across swathes of the country. Rights groups say the junta has torched villages, carried out extrajudicial killings, and used airstrikes and artillery bombardments to punish communities opposed to its rule.
And that is all the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.